Hey guys, it's me David and welcome back to week 22 of building Crait. Alright guys, so this week was the release of Solo, so I quickly just want to talk about that. I enjoyed the movie. Didn't think it was the best Star Wars movie. I definitely think Rogue One was a lot better, but that's just personal preference. I saw the reaction to Solo was either people loved it or they hated it. It was like kind of divided so far. There's some people that are just kind of riding the bandwagon. If they hated The Last Jedi, it seems like they hated Solo. And if they like The Last Jedi, that they like Solo. At least that's what I could tell so far. I'm not sure if that's true or not. It's only been out for like 3 or 4 days as of this recording. So things might change over time with opinions of what people think of Solo. I personally loved it. There was a fantastic reveal, no spoilers, but there was a fantastic reveal for anybody who, like me, has watched the Clone Wars show, has watched Star Wars Rebels, and has really paid attention to Star Wars lore in general. It had some payoff moments that fans have been kind of waiting for, and I wouldn't quite say it's fan service. I saw a lot of people saying it was fan service. I didn't think so. I thought it worked, but other than that, I thought Solo and in general was a good movie. I would rather have an Obi-Wan movie or something else. Solo was never my favorite choice for a Star Wars movie. I think there's a lot more things in Star Wars that you could make a movie about than Han Solo. Love Han Solo, don't get me wrong, but I didn't think it was necessary. But there are some cool things in the movie. So I enjoyed it, didn't think it was the best. Moving on, Crait. So what are we doing this week, guys? The biggest thing we're actually going to be doing is below the wall. And I showed this like 10 weeks ago, but I wanted there to be this kind of trench thing for as if, obviously our door, our giant massive door does not open and close, but if it did, I'd want an area so it looked like it would sit down in, basically, just like how it looks in the movie and in Battlefront 2. I want that accuracy. So it's like this curvature part, it's like a trench almost for the wall to sit in. And I wanted to not only implement that in this segment, but also we've had this these gaps in front of the wall and it looked really unfinished and not good at all. And I've been wanting to fill that in. So we're going to fill in all those gaps. We're going to create this trench for the wall. And we're also going to do a little bit of mountain work, not on this side, but the other side. And it's actually different mountain work, so I want your opinion by the end of the video, whether you like the different style or not, because then I'll change it on this one and just do that building up as the segments continue as weeks go on. But that's the main thing we're going to be covering. I'm going to stop talking and see and let you guys see what it is. I am so happy with the way it turns out, so I can't wait for you guys to see exactly what I've been doing. So without ado, let's jump into it right now. Okay guys, so starting this video off, unfortunately, we're not going to really build too much of the mountain like I wanted to this segment. The reason being is that I want to use one more color in this wall, which is white slopes, and I don't have them in yet. They're on, I've ordered them and they're being shipped as we speak, but they won't be here until the next segment. So because of that, I'm only going to build a little bit, maybe a little bit more here, and I'll probably build up some over there, but nothing too much, nothing drastic. It won't double or triple in size this segment, nothing like that, unfortunately. But what I do want to do is we have all of this space right here, and there's definitely lots of work to be done around this area. And what I really want to focus on doing is actually just completing this, possibly getting this part done, maybe even doing the feet on the wall or something, or at least trying to figure out a good design for that. But really, this entire area just doesn't look good. There's just, little slots that are open, and I really want to get all that filled in. That's what I want to do. I don't know, we're obviously not going to finish this entire space in one segment, but I really do want to actually get this going and see what it kind of looks like, get an idea for how this area is going to come together. So I'm going to start working by taking this out and just start filling in a lot of these areas around here, around where the wall is going to close in. And then I'm probably actually going to finish making this thing, this contraption I showed you guys, gosh, it must have been like 10 weeks ago. So I'm going to finish perfecting this design, install that, get all of this filled in, and go from there. So let's see how all of that looks, and also doing a little bit of the mountain work. So let's get this area looking better. All right, guys, so I've been working for an hour or two now. As you can see, I completed most of the, I'm going to call it the circle, even though obviously it's not. But that's all completed now, and you can also see I filled in this area. This was empty, and then I started to fill in this, and that's what I wanted to show you guys, is how I'm filling in this when you have a curve like this. So it's actually two layers of plates underneath each other. So this is how I've been kind of crafting the way this part right here kind of fits in with this, and that's how I'm going to do it all along here. Is basically I just lower it wherever a particular area of the tiles, I lower it down. You can kind of see how I did it. It's pretty simple, but I wanted to show how I was doing it. So this particular section is going to go right here, right in that space. That's next, and then I'm going to fill all of that gap in. So this entire line right here will be filled in, and then I'm basically just going to kind of go as it goes down. I still got to finish the ends on both sides and kind of figure out how I want to connect it. But other than that, it fits pretty well, actually. In terms of how it's working in here, it works pretty well. As for the inside part, I kind of want to get the outside done first, and then I'll worry about how I'm going to do the inside. But I think I'm going to do something similar, except with plates. Instead of tiles, it'll be plates on the inside, I think. We'll see. But for now, it works. It looks good. I'm going to get the outside over here and here, get all that covered up first, and then get the inside filled in. But let's see what the outside and all of this touched up looks like. So let's go and look at that. Okay, so now I'm in the finishing up stages, and as you can see, it's really looking good now, like even better than I thought. Now it's really coming together. I'm really putting all the parts down. It's looking really good. So before I finish off, I just want to show everybody how I kind of put it together before I close everything up. So if you want to see, this is the design. If you ever want to use it or understand how I kind of did it, then this is your opportunity. But yeah, so what I've been mostly doing is, like I said, I filled in all these gaps. Honestly, it's not necessary, because as you can see with how I'm closing up the slopes, they go under this part right here. So that's how it's working. So it's kind of not necessary to do this, but I wanted to do it anyways. And it looks better, honestly. It does definitely look better when you fill it in a little bit more like that. And then the way it kind of just comes up here, it just kind of sits, and I'm probably going to put some tiles underneath here. But other than that, it's all kind of just perfectly pushed against it. The only part that's actually stuck on the ground is this main part right here. Everything else is standing on stilt parts right here, and you can kind of see it. It's got tiles on it right here. But that's the design and how it works. But man, does it look good. It's exactly turning out how I imagined it, which is always the best when things are turning out the way you want them to. So it's looking really good. I know it doesn't match, like obviously this wall isn't perfectly curved like it should be, because obviously we went for that type of design where it's like Lego blocks and all, well, Lego bricks, excuse me. Not blocks, that's Mega Blocks. Anyhow, Mega Blocks suck. Everybody knows that. Anyhow, the way it curves is by bricks rather than an actual curve with how this is going. But honestly, I don't think it matters that much. I think it looks fine regardless. So I'm going to finish putting this all together. I'm going to push these the salt pieces or fractals all against it, like I've started doing it right here, and you're going to see just how awesome this looks. So let's take a look at that. And there it is, guys. 100% complete. Not Crait, but this area right here. Looks great, seriously. Much better than I even imagined. Especially when you get low. It looks really good. Works really well with that door. Looks like it's like blends well, so well. I'm still not sure whether I want to put feet underneath here. I know it's accurate, but I don't know. I don't know. Because there's little room, now that we've built this up, there's not as much room between here and the door. And if we add feet, that makes it even more narrow. And so I'm kind of torn on whether I want to put feet on it or not. That's something we'll probably decide in another segment. I also, just like I said in the beginning of the video, I went ahead and built some more rock work right here, and I think it looks pretty good. It's actually a little bit different style than what I did over there. It's kind of more twisty, turny rock style. So let me know. Do you like this type of rock style? I'm kind of digging it. I think it looks really good. I don't know. I like it. So far, so good. We'll see how more comes along, but it looks good. But yeah, back to I don't even know what to call this, but the resting place for the wall. I don't know, but it looks so good with the fractals or salt pieces under it. It just looks like it blends in so well, and that's the goal here, is for it to blend in, and it certainly does that really, really well. So I think it looks great. Love the way it's looking. Come back here, show you guys what it looks like from this angle. So yeah, it looks so good. That perfect curve looks fantastic. I know the Lego colors, all of this crap doesn't look the greatest, but again, all of this will be covered up, so don't worry about that. It's going to be all covered up, and we'll probably might do that next segment, matter of fact, but it's looking good. It really is. So yeah, I think that looks really awesome right there, that angle. Let's see. Yeah, right there. That just looks fantastic. I love the way this looks. There's some of the detail. But yeah, well, that's going to be it, guys. Did the rock work here, and we basically cleaned up all of this area. You saw how it looked in the beginning of the video. It was all jumbled around, didn't look good at all. Now it really looks great. Like, it looks finished right here. That looks finished. Now I just want to build up the walls, finish the inside, put more of the salt pieces down. Then it'll be really finished. But it's getting there. It really is. And I think it looks great. I hope you guys like it. It definitely makes the wall look even better now. It really completes it, I think. It adds to the whole look of Crait for sure. I think this is a very important thing nonetheless. So I hope you guys like it. It took a lot more work than I expected. I spent 6 hours on that alone. But I think it was well worth it, because look how great it looks now. Alright guys, we're going to head out to the end of the segment. Alright guys, that was the segment. I also didn't mention this at the beginning of the video, but I apologize for this video being a couple days late. I think I'm releasing it on Monday, Memorial Day. It is 1 or 2 days after it was supposed to be released, but I was basically out of town, couldn't get the video uploaded, and I was also behind with actually just recording things, so I had to hurry up and get it done. And it's done now, but don't worry, Crait will be back next Saturday, won't be delayed. So that's that. But in terms of the trench curve, I think that's what we're calling it now. Couldn't really figure out a name during the video, but I really think it looks great. Like, it really finishes. I mean, obviously we're not nearly finishing that area, but it definitely has like a finishing touch feel with how Crait looks. It really polished that area, in my opinion, and it really starts to bring out my vision of Crait. I can see it every week. It really starts to shine even more and more, and it makes me happy that as I said a couple weeks ago, we're on that road to completion. Now next week, I hope to be building a lot more mountain work, but we'll see. That all depends on parts when that comes in. I also want to thank everybody who's been going to my BrickLink store. I told everybody last week that I was starting to sell a portion of my clone army that I've had for a couple years. Don't really need all of the clone troopers. I'm still keeping a portion of them, but I'm selling off about more than half, maybe 3/4 of it. And I know that sounds like a lot, but when you have 5,000 clone troopers, you really only need 1,000 at most. So I've been selling that off, and a lot of you have been purchasing that, as well as going to my site, Minifigs for You. Have great figures there. So thank you for everybody who's contributing to those things. If you haven't already, check those out. The links are down below. But anyhow, back to what we're doing next week. I also want to get the area inside covered with just anything. I think I'm just going to cover it with like dark gray plates. I have a billion of them still from Kashyyyk, so I might just use those and maybe mix it with some other plates and just get a whole platform so it doesn't look like crap, and then build some walls up and leave it empty for now, and we'll fill it in probably as we get come close to finishing Crait. We can put I think I'm going to make one, maybe two of the transports. I want to fill in some detail, make some railing and scaffolding and stuff like that we see in Battlefront and in the movie. Stuff like that. We won't do that next week. That'll be something more down the line, but I definitely want to get that area filled so it doesn't look weird, because once that's filled, I think it'll look a lot better. And then all we have to really do is build the mountains up, and as I said, put more salt pieces down, build the turrets, all of that, and it'll all come together sooner rather than later. All right, that's going to be it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next week for another Building Crait segment. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.